Remington, come here, buddy. It's time for another video. Come on, up here, buddy. Oh, is Zoe getting your way? Come on, up here. Over here, come over here. Sit. Hey, sit. Good boy. Turn around, look at the camera. Stay, stay. Good boy, stay. Good boy. So, oh, you were doing so good earlier, buddy. Oh, well, still training. Sit, buddy. Hey, sit. Good boy, stay. So this vise has given me more problems. Stay, buddy. Good boy, stay. This vise has given me more problems than any vise I've ever worked on. It was mainly that one screw in the jaw. Remington, sit. Sit. Stay. Good boy. Lay down. Stay. Good boy. Stay. Oh my God. Sometimes he's so good and sometimes he's just, well, you see. So that one screw gave me more problems than anything. I spent 4 days trying to get that screw out. This vise has given me more problems than any vise I've ever worked on, but I'm almost done. I've been working on this when I can, off and on, for 4 weeks, and I'm ready to get it done. I'm gonna apply Bondo. I've only seen it done in person and seen YouTube videos, so I've never personally worked with it. Let's see how it turns out. You ready, buddy? You ready? All right, sit. Come here. Come on. Come here. Ah, you found this one, didn't you? All right, come on, let's get down. Come on, get down. Come on, get down. Come on. Come on. You jump off all the time. Come on, buddy. Come on. Oh, yeah, you did it. Good boy. It's fun training most of the time. Well, I guess I should have read the instructions before priming this, because the instructions say I need to sand it down to bare metal and remove all primer before applying the Bondo. I'm not going to strip this again. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and try to apply it over the primer. And, yeah, I may be redoing the entire thing. We will find out. I know I said that I didn't want to go ahead and strip the entire thing, but I'm going to at least scuff it up with 80 grit to see. Hopefully that'll help. I honestly should follow the instructions and just completely strip it, but God, that's going to be such a pain in the butt. I don't want to do that. But now I know. So any other project that I have that I need to try to use Bondo on, I know to have clean bare metal. Like I said, I've never used Bondo before, and I just opened the container and read the instructions, which I should have done beforehand, but it is what it is. And I'm only going to be smoothing out mostly parts that are going to be seen. I'm going to go ahead and smooth this out and apply Bondo to this as well, just because when I open it, you'll see it. But other than that, things that are going to be hidden, I'm not going to smooth that out. I'm just going to paint them. I can already tell I'm going to spend more time on this vise than any other vise I've ever done. But hopefully, it'll come out nice and smooth and look great. Just going to clean the surface with some alcohol. I went ahead and put down a piece of cardboard so I don't scratch my work surface up, and I can more easily move this around. Nowhere in the instructions did it say to mix this, but I saw that it was separating, so I want to go ahead and be safe and just go ahead and mix it. Make sure that it's all where it needs to be. Everything's good to go. Now, it did say to mix this thoroughly. And I'm not going to use a whole lot at first because I don't know how it's going to act, what it's going to be like to use it. So I'm going to apply just a small amount at first. Did say to mix this completely until it was all one uniform color to make sure it's all mixed correctly. Here we go. I'm going to try to apply a very tight coat, I think, or thin coat. It may be called the same thing. I'm not really sure. I'm not an auto body guy. But basically, I'm just pressing down hard into it so it gets down in all the nooks and crannies. Be a very thin coat, and then I can come back and put more coats on afterwards. That's something I'm going to have to be mindful of. The recess for the lockdown screw, I'm going to have to come in and clean that out real quickly before it hardens up and dries. So I'm going to try to stay away from that actual recess as much as possible. Probably should have taped that off. Don't want that hardening up in there and not be able to put it back together. I think I mixed up too much. It's already starting to harden up on me. It's getting difficult to spread. This in here, it is already hardening up on me. Yup, I mixed up way too much. Yep, that is already hardened up on me. So, for y'all that have not used this brand of Bondo, and I'll show it to you here in a little bit, make sure you mix up a little bit at a time. I thought I mixed up a fair amount, and I could do multiple pieces, but it's already getting so thick that I can't get a tight, thin coat on here. That's why I do this stuff, though, is to learn. Yeah, the instructions can tell you so much when you read them, but until you do it yourself, you're not gonna learn. Oh yeah, it's already hard enough. I'm not even gonna try to apply anymore. Okay, I'm going to clean this up, mix up a smaller amount, and finish doing the skim coat on this. And then I will wait, I think it said 25 or 30 minutes before sanding. And then I'll apply another thicker coat. Go ahead and start on this one. I've mixed up a smaller amount, still may be too much. I don't know if you can see all kinds of pits and dings and casting flaws in here, voids, and then where they were really rough on it here. So again, I'm just going to try to do a tight or skim coat before all this hardens up on me, and then I'll do the same thing. Wait for it to dry, sand it, and repeat the process. I think with the second coat, I can go thicker. But this first coat, the tight coat, from what I understand, you want to press it down into everything as well as possible. I know. Putting all this on top of the manufacturer stamp and the date might be ruining it for some, but as DJ says, my tools, my rules. And in the comments, if you know that I'm not doing this correctly or something that I should be doing to help, please let me know. Flame me in the comments. I do not care. Like I said, I am learning as I go. I've never done it before. I welcome comments to educate me and everyone else. Wow, that stuff really does harden up quick. I thought I mixed up a light enough amount that I could get that done. It's already hardening up. That is absolutely crazy. I wonder if there's a Bondo that takes longer to set up. That is absolutely crazy. I couldn't even get this whole thing done. That is insane. Very small amounts. Very small amounts. Because that's already hard. I can't even spread it now. Crazy. using a very small amount to do this piece. I figured I can always mix up more, but I've already wasted quite a bit. I am almost done sanding. I've got it to where I'm pretty happy with it. I'm not trying to go for mirror finish or any, you know, glass-like finish. That's not, be way too much work to fill in every little pore and every little void in here. Plus, I may go with a hammered paint. I don't know yet. But my goal was to try to fill in the imperfections just to make it look a little bit nicer. Finishing it up with some 220, and I'll go prime it and repaint it. I got everything painted up. I know that white will show dirt very well, but this isn't going to be a hard use vise, so I thought it'd be interesting. I have used this brand of paint 2 times. Once on my buddy's gunsmithing vise that was green, and now on this. The first time I used it on my buddy's vise, the can pretty much just exploded. I bought a second can. I bought the first can and this can at the same time because it came highly recommended. Long story short, I've had issues with all 3 cans. As you can tell, it just blobs out and spatters, and I don't know if that's the nozzle design or what, but from now on I'm just going to stick with regular Krylon or Rust-Oleum. So if you've had luck with this, let me know. If you haven't tried it, I would say don't. Get all this tape pulled off, get the vise cleaned up and ready to put back together. You should go grab a razor blade. Yeah, I will eventually probably completely redo the vise again. Like I said, I probably am going to get new jaws for it. And at that point, I'm going to probably completely redo the vise because it doesn't suck, but it's not great. This paint job, like I said, that can just spattered everywhere. And I'm not 100% happy with the results of the paint job, but 80–90% happy with it. And I just don't have time right now to completely redo it, so it is what it is. We'll get this back together. I did make up a new oil and grease mixture. This time it's closer to 60% oil and 40% grease, something like that. It flows a little bit nicer than the 70/30. So let's get this joker back together. And I'm just going to do a light coat of oil on all the bare metal surfaces. Just to help protect them from rust. Very light coat, doesn't have to be overwhelming. Get a little bit in these threads so when I screw the lock down in, it'll spread around. I need a rag. And I'm probably going to get some gunk all over this, but that's alright. Oh, almost forgot about another bearing surface. Doesn't take much, just a little bit. Buddy. Put a little bit on this side. So the consistency of this grease is almost like ketchup or mustard. A little dab. I think that'll work its way in. Oh yeah, this is... Now I'm going to have to clean this thing up because it's going to be all greasy. Through all this, there is a couple things. I'll go ahead and talk about that. The way that the nut and the shim work, it's interesting. For some reason, and I've already oiled this, for some reason I can't tighten the nut all the way where it won't line up. It's really, really odd. Oh, this is going to be a mess to clean up. This is... What was I thinking? So I'm going to tighten these all the way up, just so I can show y'all what I'm talking about. I don't know why, but when it's tightened all the way up, the nut and the screw don't want to line up correctly. Oh yeah, this is going to be interesting to clean up. All right. Let me get the jaws on first before I do anything else. Put a little bit in the screw hole. Just a little bit, because I'm going to put some on the threads. And then I just want to put some grease on the face here. Rust preventative. I should have cleaned that up a little better. And then I'm going to do the same. Oh, I'm sliding this around, scratching it up. Do the same to the jaw bodies. I've already got oil on these, so, but put a little bit more on the back just for good measure. That's too much. Now the screws that I turned down, or the bolts that I turned down to replace the jaw screws, I think they turned out really good. I like the way they turned out. Just a little bit of grease on each one of those. It's probably too much. All right, the side piece, the shim, I had to make a new piece for it. It turned out fantastic. It fits nicely. I've already test fit it. But the shim helps prevent the vise from having any play in it. Interesting design. Get these screws started, and then I'll put that shim in there. And you have to play with the tension of the shim or it'll lock the vise up completely, which I don't want to do. So I got those, get these started. Yeah, I want to go ahead and put a light coat of oil on here, or grease and oil on here as well, just for rust preventative. And there is a certain way that this goes in. It's beveled, so it can only go in one way. I mean, you can put it in backwards, but you can't put it in upside down because it's beveled a certain way. It's got bevels so that it only slides in one direction. Let me get y'all repositioned and I'll show you how that works. Hey, hold on, buddy. What? You just went out a while ago. You just want to play. I know that's all you want. You just want to play. I get you. Alright, we'll play. Hold on. Okay, so I am going to lock everything down. Where it's nice and tight. This won't move now. Back it off just a touch, and I'll lock these washers in place, or I'm sorry, these nuts in place. It takes some fiddling around with to make sure you got it right. That's still snug. That's more snug than I want it to be. So back it off just a little bit more. And now it moves, and there's almost no discernible side-to-side play. So, get a wrench, tighten these up. See, just tightening that nut up made the screw advance. And now it's locked up. So I'm going to back these off a little further than I want, so that when I tighten this down, if it advances that screw at all, hopefully we still be good. I'm trying to hold the screw from moving as well. It's still tight. Man, this takes a lot of fiddling with to get right. Wow, I am not getting that set correctly, that's for sure. Something else is locking up. Back these off. advance them till they touch down. And that's too snug, so I back it off. I'm gonna back it off more than I think I should, so that when I tighten these nuts down, we should be good to go. Okay, that's riding pretty smoothly now. Alright, I still got good movement. Yeah, this is just something you gotta fiddle with and play with to get correct. Okay, I kinda like that. Make sure they're all nice and snug. We still have movement. Yeah, we're still good to go. All right. So the next part is get the lead screw in there. That lead screw in here. Just a good bead of grease on there. I found the nut. A little bit of grease in each hole and on each thread. Ooh, that's plenty, more than I need. Alright, buddy, I've almost got this back together. Hold on, buddy. Hold on. I know all you want to do is play. We just went out before I started the video. He is being something else today. All right, she's back together. And interestingly enough, tightening up, did I tighten up that nut all the way? Maybe it was just not working. No, it's not tightened up all the way. So I'm going to tighten these up all the way and see if I still have an issue. Before I cleaned it, if the nut was tightened all the way, the vise would bind up. But now that I got it cleaned up, no, it's still binding up. That's weird. That's so strange. Let me try something else. Is that in the way? No, it's binding up. So I'm going to try one other thing. I'm going to loosen it just a little bit, loosen the nut. I could feel and see the entire dynamic jaw sit down whenever I did that. So how about this? I'm going to tighten that all the way tight. So doing that, these are tight now. I can't even get them to turn. So I guess there's some tolerances in there that if you tighten that nut all the way up, it won't allow the body to move. And this is such a cool vise. You just see how the rear portion moves. That is the dynamic portion. I just think it's super cool. Let me get this cleaned up and I'll show it to y'all. All right, here she is all put together. When I redo this, if I redo this, and I go white, if anybody wants to go white on their vise, one suggestion I would make is definitely making it glassy smooth all the way around, because all the little pits and stuff, it's hard to get all of the dirt and grime out of it. But it cleaned up all right. I took all the milling marks out of the nut. I still might replace this handle. When I replace the jaws, I probably will replace the handle. Oh, left some tape on there. Took the milling marks out of the lockdown and just kind of polished everything up. Remy, leave Zoe alone. Come here. Come here, buddy. Up here. Come on. Come on. Up here. Good boy. All right, come over here and sit. Sit. Good boy. Turn around, look at the camera. Sit. 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 Stay. Good boy. So, overall, I'm happy with the way it turned out. I will not be using that paint again. Hey, sit, buddy. Lay down. Good boy. Stay. Come here. Lay down. Lay down. 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 Stay. Good boy. Stay. I won't be using that paint again. Like I said, I will use a different paint. Just because I had so much problems with that nozzle. It was spitting and spattering, and I know how to use paint. So this is the third time I've tried that paint, that brand of paint, and I've had issues. Lay down, buddy. Hey, lay down. Lay down. Good boy. Stay. I just won't be using it again. But overall, I'm happy with the way it turned out. Like I said, if you want to do a white vise or something you want to keep really, really clean, I would suggest filling in all the imperfections, all the texture. Make sure it's glassy smooth so it's easy to wipe down. This is going to get dirty. I think this is probably the dirtiest it will be. I've got dirty, nasty hands and had grease all over it. How much dirtier can you get than that? Overall, I'm happy with it. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think. And you ready to say goodbye, Remy? Tell everybody goodbye. I need to get you to look at the camera. There you go, buddy. Y'all have a wonderful day. Thanks for tuning in. Come on, buddy. Jump. Come on. Good boy. Yeah. Let's start another project, okay? Let's finish Dad's axe. Yeah. Good boy. Yeah. Come. Good boy. You want to play? Is that what you want to do? You want to play? Can we finish the video first? No, you want to play? Okay, let's go play.